Hi everyone, welcome to video number 2. This one is the sea salt. So this is where we're going to pour the coarse sea salt onto our paper. As you can see on the left hand side of my paper, I have my white crayon and watercolor. It is starting to dry and it'll be there as we're working. So just like I was talking about last video, you want to pick two colors that are next to each other in your color palette. So red and orange, orange and yellow, yellow and green, green and blue, blue and violet, violet and red. We want to avoid the black, which you can't quite see, the black and the brown at this point. We're going to avoid those two colors. Now, you can use 3 colors. Just make sure those 3 colors are right in a row. So if you're doing red, orange, and yellow, those look great when they mix because red and yellow make that orange. If you do orange, yellow, and green, just be careful that your yellow does not get lost in the other 2 colors. So I'm going to swirl my brush in my water, and for this one I do think I'm going to do 3 colors. I think I'm going to do the orange, the green, and the yellow. I'm going to start with the yellow first because it is my lightest color, and it looks like my 4-year-old was in my watercolors because I've got some green in it, which is fine. We'll just kind of clean it out really quick. So to clean your watercolors, you get them wet, and then you get a paper towel or a Kleenex. And then you just dab them. So that got rid of quite a bit of my green color. So now it should be a little bit cleaner for me to use. So I'm swirling away in my water. We want these papers for this one to be nice and wet, so it's okay to use a lot of water for this one. So I'm going to start with the green, and I'm going to get it nice and wet. I'm starting with the yellow. I'm going to get it nice and wet in the center of my paper. These will take a little bit to dry, so don't stress if yours takes a little bit to dry, especially the ones that have the salt and the rice on it. Those are going to take a while to dry. So I'm going to do yellow in the middle, and I'll do orange on this side. Get it nice and wet. Get my brush nice and wet. It's okay if your paper curls. Mine's starting to. Okay, so there's my orange, and my last color will be the green, so I need a little bit of water on my green before I use it because I haven't used it yet. Now with your paper, I want you to play around with colors. You don't have to pick the same colors over and over again. In fact, that's no fun if you do. We're going to play around with color. Okay, so a little bit more of that green. I'm going to get that a little darker. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my salt and I'm going to open it up to those holes. I'm just going to shake it on. And then I'm going to let it sit. So I'm going to let it sit and I'm going to let it dry. So, pretty easy. Now all I have to do is be patient. That's the hard part. I am not good at being patient to let these things happen. So, I will see you in video number 3 where we are doing something similar with rice.